Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Troubleshooting's Garage. We got my dually behind me. We're gonna install one of the most necessary upgrades for your diesel truck. I'm gonna put a FASS lift pump in it, going along with a sump. We got our FASS lift pump. Let's open this all up. This is our sump. You might as well do a sump if you're doing a lift pump. All our hardware, our wiring. We got our provided fuel line that we'll need. Where the magic happens, the pump itself. New filters. And the brackets. When I'm gonna get started, some people start with the wiring part. I'm gonna start with the messy side. I'm going to start draining the fuel. It is very important you make sure you drive your truck to empty as possible so you're not draining gallons on gallons on gallons. So this is the beginning of the fuel tank. This is the end of the fuel tank right here. You're gonna see a spot just like right here that marks that it's the lowest. There's like the two spots in a circle. Literally just drill right in the center, a little drill bit, just drain it into a 5-gallon bucket. And that's why I say try to drive your truck as empty as possible, because the goal is to hopefully only have 5 gallons or a little bit less. Usually it never goes that easy and you're searching for buckets in a pinch. Let's put the lift pump together real quick, get ourselves set up. We left this bracket loose because we don't know exactly where the lift pump's gonna sit. Take that bed bolt out right there, and then you're gonna tighten that up. Oh, we got the main mount bolted up in there. A little tough to see that one bed bolt over there. You just gotta tighten up these 4 bolts, nuts and bolts. Get the FASS sitting exactly where we want it. Let's tighten up those nuts and bolts and then show you the process of hooking up all the lines and getting it routed properly. Yep. Then you're gonna want to get one of these little reamer cleaner things for the sump and just clean off all the edges like this, just little by little. Then you have to put the clamp piece in. You're probably gonna fight it a little bit, possibly. There, it kind of does matter where you put this piece in, because it goes in only 2 ways, backwards or not. Just make sure you clock it the right way and have these 2 ports facing the lift pump. I just went ahead and just labeled it to make it easier for us, that way we remember. The feed is on the right side, which is the bigger port of the 2, and then you just tighten this one, then put the return in, which is the smaller of the 2 fit-ins. You grab some grease, a little bit of grease, put it on the fit-in. I'm doing the return line first. Grab your return line, put it in place here, just push it on. We're gonna grab our return line fit-in, put it up here. On the return side, it's labeled on the lift pump. We're gonna grab our little 90 fit in for the fuel feed. That does not, yeah. Our fit in for our feed line right here. We're gonna put it exactly where we just put that 90 down. Make sure you're greasing up all the fit-ins as I said before. And we're gonna not whack the truck. Just run it up to see where you wanna cut it. Get your lengths. Make sure you're clear of everything if you got track bars or whatever. Same with the return line, run them all together. The feed line to the truck right there, routed that way. And it comes all the way from over there right into the factory line right here. A little harder to see, oh, right there. I cannot stress it enough, make sure you grease all the fit-ins before you put the hoses on, and all the fit-ins before you push connect. And then now it's time for the fuel filters. So also rub diesel on the O-ring so you get a good seal. They label exactly where the filters have to go. Make sure you put the O-ring in there. Just run the wires, positive, negative, and signal wire. Signal wire is going to be with this tap-in fuse. It was a 10 amp miscellaneous ignition fuse, so we just tapped into that fuse, and that's good for there. Now we just got this long cable. Bring the truck back up, just run it down nicely down my frame. Alright, so I got a little ahead of myself and I meant to video this, but you have to unpin the fuel wire. On the instructions, it doesn't really tell you the right wires, but I'm pretty sure it's this one right above my fingernail. Alright, now finally got everything hooked up, all the electrical done, all the fuel lines, everything's hooked up, done. I'm gonna turn my auxiliary tank on, put some diesel in the regular fuel tank. So don't make fun of me, I accidentally did a oopsie. I broke my fuel level sensor. That little piece of plastic broke on me. So when you go do your sump, make sure you're extra careful and not to touch your factory sending unit, because just the vibration will break it off. It's a very tiny piece that holds it. Luckily Rock Auto had it, so I could just buy only just the sensor, but whatever, live and learn. Well, another little setback, that was the ROM part. It turns out I thought it was an updated version. It was not an updated version, it's just the ROM part. So we gotta wait another day for the right one to come in. Let's try this again. We got the new piece in. This one definitely, this is facing the correct way and it's the right length as the factory one. It actually does look like they did come upgraded though. I'm gonna make sure I video this so you guys don't make the same mistake I do and don't go through what I did. Just gonna show really fast how I tested the fuel sensor level, if it worked. I just plugged it in without filling everything up and I just left it low. Once it read low, I noticed it worked. I raised it up a little bit, also noticed it worked. So this is actually thankfully the correct plug. Now that I have the fuel tank out, I can show you guys exactly where. This is my FASS feed line that goes directly into the engine, and this is where it's plugged. You see the plug right there. Just leave that hanging right from the factory fuel filter. Now that I see everything works, I'm gonna put everything back together and finally be done with this little project. Not sure if I mentioned, but when I pulled that pin out, I put heat shrink, heated it up real well, and I crimped it with pliers just to squeeze the glue shut, so I make sure nothing ever gets in there. And then retaped it right there so it looks real good. Re-zip tied it and plugged it all back in. For the final step, I have an auxiliary tank, which is making my life a lot easier. I don't even have to go out and get diesel. Filling up. Perfect. You have fun, Conan? Well, that will be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, maybe learned from my mistakes. Please like, share, subscribe for more, as we got a lot more projects going on. As we got literally this truck, gotta get going on that truck. Need to give that my LML some love. Definitely need to give my LBZ a lot of love. So till next time.